Hello everyone, today we will be talking about Redbubble design ideas. It is my weekly video where I am talking about Redbubble trendy searches. Of course, you can use these design ideas to create different designs not only for Redbubble but also for different print-on-demand platforms such as Merch by Amazon, TeePublic or other. Yes, all the searches are from Redbubble. And today I tried to find more evergreen niches because soon will be Christmas, but only one design idea will be about Christmas because as I think it's too late to make some designs that are Christmas oriented. It is better to spend your time now to make something that will be selling good all the time. Okay, let's start. And the first idea for today is Italian food idea. The search phrase is live, love, lasagna. It is a funny pen, and of course you can illustrate something Italian here. You can make an illustration of lasagna like here. It's really a good idea. It can be an illustration of feast in Italian way made. It is also a good idea to make this kind of illustration. And what I like in different designs is also these colors, green, white and red. It's colors of Italian flag, and of course to make them for this design is also a good idea. As we can see, only 400 plus results as for now. I can find some really good illustrations. To be honest, it is often on Redbubble that when you look on search results, mostly there are very poor made designs, but for this search term I can find a lot of good illustrations, so it's kind of a competitive niche in that way, but not a lot of results right now. I think you can also make this design, and if it will be looking good, you can have also some sales with it. Okay, let's go to the next search phrase, and it's design for a teacher, rocket science teacher as a search phrase. Nearly 1000 results right now, so it's more competitive, this design, but as we can see from results, a lot of different listings that are connected with rocket science illustrations only without any text. Some designs are also with text. Trust me, I'm a rocket scientist. That is not the same phrase as in this search, but also some illustrations also with text rocket science teacher. I like this illustration very much because it's made good, and I think it will be a good gift for a customer who looks for this design. But a lot of other designs are about space, about Mars, about some rocket science, but not concrete with that phrase. So you can definitely make some space-oriented illustration or rocket science illustration and upload it to Redbubble and other platforms with this text, or maybe if you have already some space illustrations, you can also only change the text and it will be a new listing for you. To be honest, space topic is a good one for a print-on-demand niche because there are a lot of different phrases, a lot of interest to this topic, and not so much that you can make in illustration. So you can make 3, 4, 5 illustrations that you will use after that in almost any space lover design. Of course, it will be a good idea to think, to brainstorm how would you illustrate this design. It is not always look good in vintage style, but as we can see here, even Nuke Mars with this vintage sun can also look good. So I think that you can make almost any stylization. If it will look good, you will definitely have an interest from you, customers, and it can bring you some sales too. Okay, let's go to the next niche, to the next design idea, and the search phrase for it is cat herder. What I found about this idea, about this search, it came from commercial, and it is about an idea of farming cats, and as I understood, it is about some kind of action that is almost impossible, but you can make it. And now it is a kind of a meme, so you can also make this design. I don't think that there will be some intellectual property infringements for this design idea, because it was only a phrase in a TV commercial. And competition isn't very high right now, only 600 plus designs, but as it always is with cat designs, you can make a lot of different phrases for the same illustration, and the same can be made here. As we can see from search results, there are a lot of simple cat illustrations that can be used in any other cat design idea. And of course, if you already have some cat illustration, you can upload this design for this phrase cat herder, and it will be a good listing without a lot of work from your side. Okay, let's go to the next one, and the search phrase for this design is education is important, but rugby is importanter. It is a funny pun, it is a basic phrase. We can find a lot of different variations of this phrase, where rugby will be changed for any other sport or any other hobby. As we can see, not a lot of competition for exact this design. I don't know why, but today I have some problems with my mouse, but I hope it will not be too frustrating for me today. Okay, let's come back to this design. So in this search phrase, you of course need to have some illustration of rugby, and simply this phrase. What is important to understand in this design idea, that you can and you should, to be honest, make this phrase for almost any sport illustrations that you have. For example, if you have tennis rackets or tennis balls, you can also make a design with the same phrase, but to change this rugby to tennis, or maybe skiing, or basketball, or fishing, or anything else that you have already drawn in illustration, in elements. And yes, the volume for this search and for another searches that are connected with this phrase for different sports, volume isn't so high. But if you have different illustrations, for example, for 20 sports, you can have also some sales for that searches, and it will be a good basic search, and it is a good way of thinking, and it is a good way of developing your designer portfolio. So not very competitive, not very search volumed, but also a good idea. Especially I will make this design if I have some rugby illustrations. It's not what I want to make first, but for this kind of sports that I already made some illustrations, of course I will change the text and upload this listing for this search phrase too. Okay, let's go to the next design idea. It's the only one design idea about Christmas for this video, but of course you can make it for next year Christmas, and it will be some sales possibilities too. The search phrase is Dear Santa, the elf did it. 400 plus results as for now, not too competitive for a Christmas niche where we can often find 2,000-3,000 results, but here is not so much. And if we will look at these designs, a lot of them can look normal on some stickers like here, but a lot of t-shirts are not looking too good. They are too simple like here, or made in some stylization that is not really great. So if you have a good illustration of an Christmas elf, you should definitely change the text to Dear Santa the elf did it, and of course add some Christmas elements like snowflakes, or maybe this Christmas bells or something like that, Christmas tree, and you can also have some sales for Christmas time with these designs. For example, these two design variations look really good, but the search phrase isn't about elf, it's different text on them, like Dear Santa, they are the naughty ones, or Dear Santa, I wasn't naughty, that was fake news. Also a good search terms for Christmas, but I want to say more about these illustrations. They made really good, and for Christmas design idea you should also illustrate something like that if you are willing to make good sales on Christmas designs. Okay, let's go to the next design idea. The search phrase is birds aren't real. It's more competitive, 2400 results right now, and here is like a funny pun about bird watching in other way, from birds to people, and it's also phrases like if it flies it spies. You should definitely make here some illustration of a bird, as we can find here. Vintage illustration can look good too for this design, or like here, but a lot of other bird illustration can be made here, as I think the best one will be an idea like here, when we have this bird with a camera head, because it's closer to this search phrase. But if you have some illustrations that are made already, you can also make them. Of course, this idea, this variation looks good too, with these elements of bird, with cameras, antenna, CPU, and other things. It's quite funny, and I think that making this kind of illustration for this search phrase will work good too. But you can also brainstorm from some different ideas for this design. And the last idea for today is also cat design. Sorry, I'm late. My cat was sitting on me. 400 plus results for now. It's kind of competitive, but not too much. And as I already said about first cat design, what I like in this kind of designs is that you have some basic illustrations, cat illustrations for you, and you can simply change the text, and the same illustration will be looking good for different cat phrases. So you need to spend time to make some good cat illustrations, but after that you will have your basic variation for different cat phrases. And of course this kind of work, this kind of process will bring you a lot of new listings with less work, and it will bring you also stable sales, not very high usually, but it is what you also need to need to make to make stable sales, especially in periods of year when there is no any trends or holidays from which you have a lot of sales. So it was 7 different design ideas from Redbubble for this week. Subscribe to this channel, it is my weekly video. So I wish you a good sales for your designs, and see you soon. Bye.